So first of all, good evening everyone. My name is Ritesh and I am pursuing the BCA from the Dynamic Computers and the IT training by the most talented person who is the director of the IMAX institutions of the RRCT. Okay everyone. So I have to elaborate everything about me, about my professional things. So after all these things, I want to discuss with you that what is the hardware types of the interruptions, because before this video we have to discuss that what is the software interruptions, and and also we have to discuss that which types of the software interruptions. But in this video we are just going to the discussing about that what is the software interruptions and how many types of the containing the sorry for that, how many types of the hardware interrupts and what is the hardware interruptions. Okay, because in the two videos, that is different videos, before two videos we have to the discuss that what is the interruptions and the software interruption, that is the types, in the types of the interruptions we have to the discussed. Okay, but the second one interruptions, that is the hardware levels of the interruption, in this video we are going to the elaborating. Okay, yes. So I hope that you have the clarity that what we are going to the do in this session. Okay, so first of all we should have to understand that what is the software interruptions. So I want to say you that software interruption is a word, you can say, that contains the two different words, that contains the, that defines the different meaning also, you can say. Okay, that is the hardware and the second one is the interruptions. Okay, so what is the meaning of the hardware interruption? So which interruptions is occurring from the hardwares, which types of the interruptions will be called the hardware levels of the interruptions. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity about that what is the meaning of the hardware interruptions, which is occurring from our hardwares devices at that time. That types of the, these types of the interruptions will be called the hardware types of the interruptions. Okay, yes. So you can also say that how can I say all these things here. Okay, and in the previous video I have to discuss that what is the interruption which have to the executed first and which is the higher priority signals. Okay, so this one is the interruptions, means this one is also executing first. Okay, so hardware interruption is a which types of the interruptions which is going to the occurring from the hardware devices and which is executing first by the CPU with the help of the our operating system. You can say that is a interrupt handler will be there. Okay, so after this video we will also discuss about that what is the interrupt handler, but now this time you should have to understand that interrupt handler is nothing but that is a operating system. Okay, so operating system is going to the set to the compile to the CPU that execute first this one. Okay, yes. So this is the meaning of the hardware interruptions, but I am just want to deliberating in the very details, in the very details, that what is the meaning of the hardware interruptions with the examples. Okay, yes. So I have to the defining, I have to the defined all these things about that hardware interruptions. So in the previous video we have to, I have also discussed, I have also give you one example that battery low. So that one we call the interruption, that is the hardware types of the interruptions. Okay, and I am just going to give you one another example, that suppose our our system is not existing the graphic cards, and at a time we are going to the download the graphics videos, you can say, or graphic games. Okay, so at a time what will be happen, we can't play our games in our system, because at a time we will get one exception error, that one we call, you can say, there is a runtime error will be occur. Okay, so after all these things video also we will discuss that in the different video that what is the runtime exceptions and etc. So on. So I am just to say you that that one will be execute one interruptions whatever we are going to the want to play that game, that is the graphical games, and we have no any types of the graphic cards, and at a time we will get one exception error, that is a defining that you can't play this game because of the you have no any type of the graphic cards in your system. Okay, so these types of the interruptions will be called the hardware's interruptions, because hardware is not there, so that's why we are going to the getting the one exception. Okay, and the software errors we have to the discuss that if you are going to the open the PDF and we can't we have no any types of the software to open any files, that is a PDF files. At a time we will get one exception, that will be called the software interruptions. But here we have no any hardware. Okay, so at a time we are going to the say that that one will be called the hardware interruptions. Okay, so I hope that you have to the clarity. You have no clarity, that means you are not going to the focusing on this video. Okay, because I want to say you that please try focus your brain, focus your all these things here. Okay, and visualize everything whatever I am just say you, please visualize in your brain, and that time you can get everything in very easily way. Okay, so I have to the discuss that what is the meaning of the hardware interruptions. So after the hardware interruptions, after the defining the hardware interruptions, I want to discuss with you that types of the interruptions, because in this session I have to the give you two example of the hardware interruptions, and also I have to the give one example in the previous videos, that is a interruptions in the interruptions. Okay, so I want to say that hardware interruptions also contains the two types of the uh, types. Okay, hardware interruption is also in the divided into the two types, that is a muscable, and second one is a non-muscable. You can say muscular and non-muscular. That is no there is difference, but you okay. So muscable or non-muscable is what is the differences here we are going to the see. Muscable interruptions, muscable hardware interruption, which types of the interruption we can ignore these types of the interruptions will be called the muscular, or you can say muscable interruptions, muscable hardware interruptions. But you are going to the say that what is the meaning of the non-muscable hardware interruptions. So these types of the interruptions we can't ignore. Okay, these types of the interruptions will be called the which types of the interruption will be called these types of the interruptions will be called the non-muscable hardware interrupts. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity about that, but I have to the define about that, but I have to not elaborate in the with the examples. So I want to for the your clarity about that, I want to give you some examples about that. Okay, and then we will get all these things. So I have to the say to you that muscable and the non-muscable. So in the previous example I have to the say to you that graphics card is not there. At a time we are going to the play the graphics game in our system, that time we can't play the games. So these types of the interruption will be called the non-muscable, because unless means I want to say you that until we are not going to the install the graphic cards in our system, that times we can't play the graphic games in our system. Okay, so we can't ignore these interruptions. These types of the interruptions will be called the non-muscable, because we are going to the solve that problem. Okay, but which types of the problem we are not, must not going to the solve that. Okay, so these types of the interruptions will be called the muscable. So I have to the give one example, that is a non-muscable. So I am just giving one example, that is a that you in the charging. Okay, so if you are going to the watching this video and your battery is going low, at a time what will be happen, you are going to the see that your battery is going low, one message is there, one interruption is occurring there, because your battery is low, then 10 after 10 that one is going to the occur. Okay, because your battery is very low. So at a time we can also ignore, because when our battery will be remain 5 at a time, default that one will be shut down. Okay, but now till that one will be regularly we can do our work. Okay, so we can ignore that, and we can execute our program, we can also do some works. So these types of the interruptions, these types of the sorry for that, these types of the hardware interruptions will be called the muscable hardware interrupts. Okay, so I hope that you have the clarity about that what is the meaning of the hardware interrupts, and the second one is the types of the hardware interrupts, and the third one is the a maskable and what is the non-maskable hardware interrupts in our IT sector field, you can say. Okay, so these topics is the was the very and very important topic in our life, because if we are going to the operate any machine, then we should have to the clarity about the uh, all these things, that is the interrupts, and it's just one about that. Okay, so I hope that we have the clarity about all these things here in these sessions. Okay, so if you have any types of the question from this related this video, you can ask me with the help of the sorry for that, you can ask me with the help of the your comment box. Okay, you can comment your questions and then I will try to solve your questions. Okay, yes, I will not try, I will definitely try. Okay, yes. So let's bye, meet you again and again in the next video. We will also discuss about the very and very important topic, which one will be the interrupt handler. Okay, yes. So let's bye, meet you again and again. Let's bye.